Okay, I want to go over a couple spots that I was not satisfied with, but that last tutorial was, quick and dirty. Just get it done, get it out there, and no one would probably even notice. Nobody would probably even care except me and you. I mean, if you care. When I do these things, I want them to be right, and this would just bother the hell out of me if I put this out like that. And also, this region where I cloned in was pretty terrible. It doesn't look good. Like all this cloning in here looks pretty good. Maybe in here it looks bad, but the way these lines are set, it's just not realistic. So I'm going to fix this region and this region. And what we're going to do is we're going to take like this part of Joanna, and I'm cutting it out pretty rough, and right about there. And we're on the Joanna layer, so I'm going to go edit, copy, edit, paste. Now, with something like this, you want to do this with it to make it easier to work with. Let me take Joanna off real quick. If I edit, if I want to make this longer this way, you can't really do it. So the best thing to do is to go like this, edit, free transform, and make it more, I don't know what the word is, more even, less angled. So now that it's that way, if I want to stretch it left to right, I can do it. I can do it a lot easier, stretch it left to right. Whereas the other way, I'm undoing it. If I want to do that, edit, free transform, I really can't stretch it just this way. You'll watch. It can't do that. So I hope this all makes sense. Edit, free transform, keep it like that where you can make it taller or wider separately. So now I can go edit, free transform, and make it taller. I'm holding shift, or wider. It gives you more control. And I'm going to turn Joanna back on, and I'm going to convert this to what's called a smart object. I don't want to get into what smart objects are, but they're a lot easier to work with, and they're a lot less, they're a lot more non-destructible. So I'm going to right click on it and convert to smart object. And if you want to, we can call this hair piece. And let's see. What am I doing? Okay, hang on a second. I go edit, free transform, and I want to flip it horizontally. Edit, transform, flip horizontal. So you have to do that in 2 stages. Let me go over that again. Escape. What the hell? There we go. Okay, edit, free transform, then edit, transform, flip horizontal. And we're going to match up this center and try to get it as good as possible, but it's not going to be perfect. But what we're going to do is we're going to use what's called warp. And we go to edit, transform again, and to warp. And you see warp divides it into grids. And what these grids do, they allow you to warp the image to however you want. I'm pressing escape to undo that. Oops, I got to start over again. Free transform, transform, flip horizontal, line it up, and I'm going to stop that, and I'm going to go edit. Oops, shit. Edit. I'll get this right. Edit, warp. Now, what we want to do is bend this into the shape of her head. And what you want to do is take like this end and bring it over, and bring this part and bring it over. And at this point we're trying to keep these sectors about the same size, because if I make this one way out there, it just gets distorted. So I'm going to undo that. And the same for here. We want to grab this corner and bring it up about, well, let's see. we got to bring it over. There we go. Okay. Just, I don't think that made any sense, but let's see. Wow. I think I should actually make this whole thing smaller before I start. Skip that whole warp thing. Pretend like I didn't even do it. Let's go edit, free transform, and make this a little bit smaller because it's too big. This side of her hair shows a lot more hair, and this side shows a lot less, so I want to make it smaller. Now let's go back to the warping thing again. Transform, warp, bring that over, bring that over, bring that over, bring that over, and we can do the same here. Bring this down, and we're trying to form fit it to her head. And there we go. That looks pretty good. I mean, you can get it however you want. Now we're going to put a mask on it. To do a mask, you click this button down here that says Add Layer Mask. And we have a black. Black, I'm hoping you know layer masks. Black will hide some of this stuff. So we take a black brush, and 5% flow is good. Remember, flow, we click it, we brush it, and it goes in gradually. This will give us a much nicer feather. And I kind of like that, but this is still a little weird. So in order to warp it again, you have to unclick this link right here. I don't want to explain what that is. And we click back on that, and we go edit, transform, warp, and we're just going to bring that down a little bit. There we go. That looks good. Okay, there we go. That looks okay. I think I could do that better, but I'm not. Actually, I am. Just because I want it perfect. Go back to warp, and let's bring this over just a tad to where it's meeting up with her center hairline thing. Okay, there we go. So now we rebuilt her hair. I'm clicking it off, and now you can just see how horrible that looks. It looks like, I don't know, somebody took one of those hair clipper and just clipped her hair, and you put that on, and it looks okay. You know, I'm sure if I spent more time and really got into it, I can make it look better, but that looks fine. And to fix this, we're going to do kind of the same thing. We're going to take this tool, which is your polygonal lasso tool, and make sure you're on Joanna. So I click on Joanna, and I'm going to cut out this part of her hair. And I'm going to use that to copy paste over here. So I do the same thing. I go edit copy, which is Control C, edit paste, which is Control V. And I guess I can convert that to a smart object too. I go edit, free transform, edit, transform, flip horizontal, and we're going to have to make that fit a little better. There we go. You want to cover that, and now do the clipping mask. And now that looks pretty good. I want to also mask that a little bit, so I clicked that thing really fast. You probably didn't see it. This is your layer mask, and we're going to do the same thing. Brush really softly to blend this in. There we go. Now let's see how that looks. Before, it probably doesn't look bad to you, but to me it does. And then after, we could probably darken that up a little bit. But now we got her, I think, a lot better. I don't have the original one. It's somewhere on my hard drive. Here we go. Let's let me make a video timeline here real quick, so I can do some frames. Okay, so there is number 2 is the fixed version, and I alt click on this and click on that, and that's the original version. Sorry about that. You probably didn't understand that part, but I wanted to compare the original, um, to the new one. So this is the new one, and this is the original. You see all here, we fixed all this stuff, and I don't know if you remember, I masked out this part and this part, and even this hair looks pretty shitty. That's her real hair, I guess. It looks terrible. There we go. After, before, after. Not bad, huh? Anyway, hope that helps. I wasn't very smooth on that one, but I'm not going to do it all over again.